Hello traders, tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Thursday, December the 11th, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Unemployment claims with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. Always, especially during news trading, have your stop losses in place, your risk management engaged, so you don't lose more than you are willing to lose per trade. So Walmart, we've got unemployment claims happening. What advice do you have for the traders out there who like to trade the news?
Well, I'm maybe this is not the right way to do it, but the way I do it is I wait for the news to come out and drop, and I wait a minute or two or three and see what it actually does. Every once in a while, I don't do that, but for the most part, that's what I do. I go and wait for the reaction, the after reaction. I don't want to get involved with, when the news drops and your spread goes to some ridiculous amount and then it moves and, what's nice about it, it moves a ridiculous amount too. So you can make a ridiculous amount of money. Then again, you can lose a ridiculous amount of money too, right?
Right. Yeah, and for the
So,
traders who tuned in yesterday, you might remember I had taken a trade and then I saw that price should come down to a return bar. It eventually made it to that return bar, that bar that opened the news, just the way price was moving. And because first I said it probably needed to get between 60 and 65, or was it 50 and 55? I can't remember, but it went up, it hit that, turned around, came down, and it was some nice trading happening there. So
yeah,
we've
see
got less
what
about 1 minute to the news. So Walmart, anything else you want to tell these traders they should look for?
what I like to do is I wait for that reaction, the after reaction, because exactly what you just said, it goes and makes a big move in one direction or the other. I don't know which direction it is, but then what I do know is that for whatever reason, especially on the pound dollar, it loves to go and march back towards that open. It may not get to the open, but more times than not, it does. So you just wait for your signal, wait for whatever method you use. I don't care what method you use. Use whatever method you use, and just wait for that, for that march back, and then you just get in and and then just go and try to take some pips. That's what I like to do.
Right.
And just maybe I'm being over maybe I'm being too cautious, but I don't think so. My
Okay.
money, I don't want to. Here we go, 9 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to probably want to take this thing up. Maybe not. Up, down.
FOREX factory, see it, it's still pending.
Yeah. Huh. It's funny we're doing this video for news, and it's like, wait a minute. It's almost 20
Uh,
seconds, and we don't have anything happening, really. I guess
yeah,
it.
the only thing that's happened is my spread got big. my, my spread is typically zero point 0.2, and I'm sitting at 1.2 right now.
My spread's
Okay.
0.3.
Okay, the trade balance just came out, and it was better than expected. And unemployment came back, and it's worse than expected. They were expecting 220,000 unemployment claims for the week, and they got 236. So, I mean, it's worse, but it's not like horribly worse. So, but the number's not a good number, that's for sure.
Well, this is dead. This is a dud.
I'm sorry.
This is a dud.
Well, yeah, let me go and talk about something here that I see all the time. As you talk about all the time. We candle one and candle zero, there was a gap up, and then you like to say it goes and fills the gap, and that's exactly what it did. It went and filled that gap. Now, the thing is here, that gap unfortunately was only like a half a pip or so, 4 points I think, but it loves to do that. That's just it doesn't like leaving holes on the chart. So, and the thing is also what I like to say is that when it does gap up, that means there was a lot of pressure to push that price up. And so once it gets done filling that gap and running for wherever it's going to go, it likes to come back up. And then, go back in the direction of the gap. So we got another gap. Now we got a gap down. So now all bets are off. We don't know what it wants. So now we got gaps in both directions. And so like, okay, well now we can't really predict what it's going to do because we're gapping everywhere.
We got a flip-flop box.
We do. We also have, I know you've been talking about on your videos, the price action score. And we've got the previous four bars were all green. So
I've
this
got
is a place where
I've got 3 greens and a red on the starting with
I got
bar 1. Yeah.
bar 0 is red right now, and then I got 4 greens and then two reds.
Mm.
But just shows you the difference. We're on the same broker, but we're on different service. So even though we're on the same broker, we see those differences, and that isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah, one of the things I've been looking at is I kind of been if the bar that breaks the price action score is only gets the negative, like in this case, it only got the -1. It's like I almost count that as a 0. So if you look back, there was a 4, there was 4 greens, then a red that only hit -1, and 4 more greens. So right there, I almost look at that one as a green because you can see when you look at the chart, it didn't even touch the indicator 2. So
Right.
and I think that would be, like you like to say, taking a breath, because if you look how it price moved up from the 38.85, it was going up, then it took a little breath, then it continued up, and then it broke the indicator 2 for M5, continued up, took a breath, still closed above indicator 2 on M1, and just kept going. And finally, we got a close below indicator 2 on M1, but that was right before the news, and then they just ran it up another 5 pips. So that flip-flop box would have paid off. Did you jump at a trade?
I did not. I should have, and the only reason why I didn't was we were just a little bit too close to the release of the news. I play it cautious a little bit, probably a little bit more cautious than it should sometimes. But
Yeah.
I also didn't like the spread because at the time I had a 1 pip spread.
Yeah.
And I don't like I don't like paying the brokers any more than I have to.
Right. Now, we just covered the previous M30, and we've got 5 red bars in a row in the price action score. Let's see what happens. And if you're wondering why you've got, a bullish candle, but the price action score is still minus, it's because it's below the previous high, the previous open, and the previous midpoint. You can just see that. So, but it's above the low and above the close. So that's -3 plus 2 gives you a -1. And now you see it just crossed above the midpoint. And so, and it's flipping. You can see now you get a score of +1. So it went right back to indicator 2 on the M5, and then it looks like it's bouncing off of that.
The question is, what we got to wait to see. But right now, it looks like to me that it's going to go into this area where it's going to consolidate a little bit.
Well,
before it close.
Yeah, we're below indicator 2 on M1, M5, and M15, and we're just 1.1 now 1.2 above it on M30. Boy,
Flip flop box here,
Yeah.
and we've got a bunch of red bars on price action, but we're not above the EMAs. But the EMAs are starting to cross.
Did you take that long?
I did.
Okay.
I got in at 91. I got in 90.7 exact.
Yeah, that's the flip-flop high.
Yep.
You got a target?
95.
That's almost the open of the M30.
Yep.
You don't
That's
think
why I figured it was going to touch it. I was hoping for it anyway.
you think it's going to run to the double O?
Yeah, eventually at some point it's going to go back here. There was a lot of action up there earlier today, so yeah, it's got to get there.
Let's see what we've got here. Now we're putting the 3-ball in on the M30. We're 4.3 off the daily high and 40 off the daily low. That's so we got hardly any range.
All right, I got out at 4.5.
Nice. Wait, this candle hit 98. So
here we go.
price action score, or rather on the looking at the smart range, in the past couple of hours we had 3 out of 4 M30 ranges over 10 pips. So you can see things pretty much got squashed. And then if you look back over the past 4 hours, we had an 18 and a 15. But then we also had 3 under 10. So, but today's range is just so low. Okay, so we're sitting at 98. Looking for that double O. And then in the old days, we used to try and play the double O, runs to 5, then comes back down, runs down to 95, and wipes out stops on both sides.
You know, we're at the high of the day right now.
Yeah, we've got, with the current bar, we got 5 greens in a row.
Wow, that's so different than on mine because I only have, well, now I got 4. But
Yeah.
But it just shows you, man. That's why you got to, it's type of thing where with doing this type of trading, the reality is, trying to go and do this with like a signal provider or something like that, you can't. You got to go. What you got to do is you got to trade what you see as opposed to what somebody else sees. Because if you trade what somebody else sees, it's not going to necessarily line up with what you're seeing. You can get burned because of that.
Yeah, if you use a signal provider, you have to use their broker and and try and make sure you're on the same server.
Exactly. Now, if you're going and doing, not to poo-poo signal providers, but if you're using a signal provider and you're doing long-term, intra-week type trading, yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Because it'll average out. Because in that situation, you're not looking to pick up three pips, 5 pips. No, you're looking to pick up 300 pips.
Yeah. Hey, you know something, Walmal?
Probably out of time.
Yeah, the fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. This is it. It's amazing how quick it goes. It really is. So, fellow traders, today's news was kind of flat, but there's still pips to be made. You can't be greedy. You take your signal, you take your chances, have your stops in place, and then hopefully the market smiles upon you because there's some things you can't control, and what price does is the main one that you can't control. So just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One. Over and out.